And da da dum 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 da dum. It's 3:57 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so we're gonna be live in 3 minutes. So just hang in there if you're tuning right in right now. Still 3 minutes to live. And I see Standard Graphics is here. How are you, my friend? While we wait for people to join in, let me know in the chat if the audio sounds okay, if I don't sound like a robot, if everything is good. Also, let me switch to my video feed here right quick. No, man. I'm going to switch to my video feed since you're checking me out. Is the audio and the video syncing up? Because that's the most important thing right now. Are we synced? Let me know in the chat. And I'm going to go back to the wait screen. Ooh, what's up, guys? Donnie Michael, howdy. Standard Graphics was here first. Glad you made it. Just in time. George Leon, what's up? Audio is off. Audio is off, so it's not synced up with the video, huh? Well, that's fucking irritating. Okay, so it's off by it's not synced up, huh? Well, that is just as irritating as it comes. Makes no sense. Let me see here. Test 1 2. The audio sounds okay though. It's just out of sync, right? It's not clipping or anything. Okay. This thing, dude. Okay, guys, just hang in there. I'm trying to figure this out, and we'll be live here in about a minute. Here, right quick. Yeah, I'm checking the settings, guys. There's nothing. Nope, the audio is definitely delayed. Fuck. Okay. It's not jack shit I can do about it now. All right. Well, guys, welcome in. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm super bummed because I thought that I had this whole audio delay thing figured out, but it's not. Apparently, it's just my streaming software. It's a flaming pile of dog shit. So I'm just gonna have to deal with it. And you guys know how this whole thing goes. Welcome to the dealio. What time is it? Yep, it's 4:01. So it's time to start. Welcome everybody. Y'all know how for the longest time I was doing I gotta get my head right because I'm super cheesed about the audio delay. So this episode's just gonna have to go right to iTunes and shit because it's not gonna be very good in YouTube. I was doing the whole movie quote thing, but I've just changed it up a little bit just to keep it fresh and interesting. I might bring that back at a later date, but for now, I'm doing something a little different because I'm asking y'all, the Print family, questions, and then I'm looking for your answers in the chat while I'm going over the introductions and all that shit. So, today's question is pretty straightforward in my opinion. I want to know what y'all are using in regards to white plastisol ink. What brand, and what, I guess it's what SKU within that brand. So the Union Bright Cotton White or Wilflex, whatever. Want to know what white you're using, and I also want to know why. Do you use it because it's the only brand your local supplier carries, or have you done extensive testing and you found that this particular brand is the best, and why? Let me know in the chat. And while y'all folks are doing that wonderful thing, I'm gonna roll the motherfucking Print Life intro. And welcome back, Print family. If you're new, if it's your first time, my name's Cam. I'm a self-proclaimed print pro, self-proclaimed. You know, because I'm so humble. And I also have a small print shop in Phoenix, Arizona called Monument Limited. Just a tiny little place where we do a lot of cool stuff. In this show, in this live podcast, do a couple of things. First thing I do is talk a little bit about industry news. Sometimes, other times we'll cover like news on local printers and shit like that. Once that thing's wrapped, we do a little business topic. Sometimes it's long and in-depth. Sometimes it's short and sweet. And then at the end of that, we do, I think, the most popular segment, which is the live Q&A, where you submit your questions in the chat, and I do my damnedest to answer them to perfection, because I'm just so good at all this. Truly. The best. Do you agree, Print family? You better not, because that would be sick. Want to just, before I get into the whole thing, I like to go to the chat and just say what's up to everybody. So let me work my way down the list here. Starting at the top, Standard Graphics, which was here, hanging in there. He thought he missed the thing, but he's here. Welcome, my friend. I think this is your first time here. Donnie Michael, how's it going? George Leon Fitness, welcome back. Welcome back. Michael Maxwell, you made it from New York. Glad you're here. Jason Inns, welcome as always. AJ Maury, think you're new? Don't recognize you from last time, but possibly. Elevation Print and Sign, I'm a Gorilla. Patho Screen Printing, JC, Ride Beats. Working my way down the list. Custom Works, Alan Defy, Matthew Hills. Okay, that's who I see here so far. So welcome everybody. Rob Campbell, think you're a newbie, and then I think I pretty much, that's it for now. Okay, so everybody, welcome. And oh yeah, I gotta do the social reminder, man. I gotta do this because this is apparently based on metrics from YouTube and other people that do videos and shit. They say that you should ask your viewers to do, you know, share and like all your social stuff in the beginning, and then at the end for maximum efficiency. So I'm gonna do that, but I hate doing it, but I know I need to do it, so I'm gonna do it. So here's the deal, everybody. First and foremost, if you're just tuning in or if you've been here before, y'all, I do daily vlogs, or I have been all this month. They take a lot of work, so I'd love it if you kind of binge watched them. And the good news is that I've separated them into playlists. There's the 2016 playlist where it plays from my oldest to the newest. You can literally go to the playlist, hit play, and it'll play from the oldest to the newest. I hate it when a vlog goes in reverse and shows from the newest to the oldest, because I want to see it in sequence like a show. It's the point. So I've done that for you. But make sure you're watching my vlogs because they take a lot of work and it's really cool. I just watched my first ones the other day. It was weird. I started them last September. Okay, so do that, man, the vlog thing. Also follow me at Cam Earven on Twitter and on Instagram. Subscribe to the Print Life podcast on either iTunes or Google Play. Now, this is important, guys. People are listening to the damn thing. Maybe it must not be y'all, because I know that the official Print fam would actually go in there and leave me a 5-star review and a nice little comment talking about how it's the best podcast in all of podcast history. I know you guys would say these things, but no one's saying it. So if you're listening to it, log in there, 5-star review, killer, you know, little something. And let's get that podcast growing, because I'm trying to hit it at all angles so I can start getting some sponsors and so that I can keep doing this. And last but not least, a lot of you guys are already there, and thank you for joining, but head over to the Print Life Facebook group. It's doing pretty good. I think we already got like 79 members, and y'all are talking in there, which is dope. And I'm trying to chime in once or twice a week. I don't do it every day because Facebook's not exactly my jam, but I'm getting into it because this group thing is kind of fun. And you all are really digging in there. I love it. Yeah, guys. Son of a bitch, you did it. I read it. It's the... Look, I got to explain something real quick. If you're listening on the podcast, I use this software called OBS Studio. That chat just popped out to me. I see delay. It's like my fucking vision zooms in on it. I have done everything in my power to stop this delay. It happens sometimes it doesn't. I am now convinced it's the OBS software because it's free, and usually when something's free, it's a flaming pile of dog shit. But I'm using it, and sometimes there's just a delay. So I'm sorry. I promise you, I'm more pissed off than you are about it. Where was I? Fuck, dude. It's like when you know it's delayed and it's not a beautiful thing, it's like your head gets out. You get out the game, so I got to get back in the game. So let's not, like you said, let's not mention the delay because it's insane. Let's get on to the answers, man. Because I asked you guys a question. Maybe you heard it, maybe you didn't, but I'm wondering what white plastisol ink you're using and why. Let me see if anybody actually responded to it. Okay, they did. Now the question is, okay, so you say it looks like it's there. Total Ink Solutions, Cotton White, Jason N. So he's using Total Ink Solutions. Just says it's smooth. That's his explanation for it. Okay, I'll take that. Ryonet Lava White, because it's the only one that you've ever used. This is from I'm a Gorilla. Dude, I could have swore I ordered it a few weeks ago. It's still not here, but it's supposed to be here already. Yeah. I did this one last night. I'm vlogging about it. This is supposed to be my throwback, kind of like a vintage athletic shirt. Yeah, we're crushing it with the Monument Limited shit. Bap. Yeah, it's cool. I'll be doing a thing with it probably on tomorrow, so we'll be giving them out. Green Galaxy, Meteor, and Comet from Ryonet. Dude, all y'all are using Ryonet stuff. Okay. Yeah, I do like... Right, I like that the white water based. I think it is Comet. That stuff is that gives if you can do 2, sometimes 3 hits on it and build up the white, it is the smoothest. It's smoother than any plastisol. It's so clean, but it's wonderful. Excalibur, I have that. That's going to be in my test. I have a little bit of it. I have not printed with Excalibur ink. I have quite a bit of white stuff, so I'll let you know. There is a delay with the audio and video, guys. I've been doing everything I can to fix it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. It's not per. Yeah, the sync is off. Sorry, guys. Yeah, everybody seems to just be using Ryonet, so that's my answer for that. If everything goes well, as long as that lava ink comes in, I should be doing my white comparison test this Saturday, so you guys should have it Sunday or Monday, so I'm excited to do that. Anyway, okay, guys, thanks for answering my question. Another question next week, so be ready to chime in the chat. In the meantime, it's time for the The Print Fam news of the day. Guys, this is sometimes my favorite part of the day, sometimes it's not my favorite part, but today I'm pretty excited about it because I went through the Facebook group and I saw that some people were posting the what's going ons in their shop, and that was kind of exciting to me. So I took the goings ons and I put them onto a piece of paper, and I'm going to use that as my news feed. So let's start with it. My dude Sonny Gray of SG Printing, I think he's also an Arizona native. He is crushing the black and white photo game. And here's the crazy part. It's on one of those single palette 4-color manual presses, like one of them eBay presses, and he's nailing it. And I think the coolest part about his projects and where he's at in it is he's just getting started. And like a lot of us that have been going on doing this for a few years now, you remember when you were like, you had to set shit, like you had to burn the screen 10 different times to get the image to hold in it, right? And you would have to wash the same. You only had 6 screens, so you had to keep you would try to expose it, it would get messed up, you'd have to reclaim it, you'd recode it, you'd wait, you'd do it again, you'd reclaim it, you'd recode it, you'd do it again and again and again, and it's just like the grind was real. And I have like fond memories of that time. And another neat thing about going through that, which is what Sonny's doing, is that it really makes you appreciate when you get the right equipment, because you know how difficult it can be when you don't got all the things you need. So kudos to you, Sonny, for just digging in and doing shit. And I gotta tell you, man, considering what you got, which is a heat gun, a single station press, you're crushing it, because I saw the prints on the Facebook group. They look amazing, dude. So SG Printing is crushing it. Keep moving forward. I love it, dude. In other news, Jordan A. Truitt of Alive Design and Print says, actually he didn't say anything, I just saw this in the feed and I was like, this is cool. So Jordan is in that solo shop stage of ownership where he's doing like 20-hour days, you know, like consecutively to get caught up, and then he's having like 2-3 days off, and then he's doing another 20-hour day kind of thing, which you always go through in the beginning. And it can be a bit overwhelming because when you're not printing like straight through the night, then you're dealing with clients and then you get worried. He's basically at that stage where he probably needs to hire somebody, but he's still scared and he's not sure if he's going to be a good boss and if he can pay the guy and how to hire people. He's all those things. But sounds to me like Alive Design and Print is there, and they will probably be hiring their help very soon. So congratulations on that, because you're crushing them 20-hour days. And even then, dude, even if you're just doing like, you know, 2 or 3 of them a week, get someone part-time to help you out, help you clean the screens, help you reclaim them. Even just having that low-paid person just to do that stuff does take a huge amount off of your chest. And you can train them pretty quickly to do that and then step in and help you just with the hard labor on the manual press. So consider bringing somebody in, low cost, part-time. It'll be worth it for you. So that's kind of cool. And then the last one on the deal was a quick one, and this is Michael Maxwell. I saw that he posted on the Facebook group a picture of his new shop, and the thing looks dope. I think he's a plumber as well, so somehow he's getting into screen printing, but he's not yet. I couldn't quite tell, and I didn't go back to the Facebook group to follow up with this, but he's acquired his first dedicated print space, or a print studio. As far as I could tell, he hasn't named it yet. But congratulations on the first step. I saw a nice 6-color manual press back there in the corner, so that's dope. And I'm excited for you, Michael Maxwell. Anyway, that is the shop news. I didn't see anything on the interweb about industry stuff like custom ink or Amazon, so we're moving past it. The next thing on the list, y'all know what time. Do you know what time it is? What time is it? Because we're done with the news. It's goddamn time for the business topic of the day. The business topic of the day. Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. There we go. Today, in the business topic of the day. I need to call it something else, because it's like this is the screen printing topic of the day, but sometimes it's just general business, sometimes it's about screen printing. Today is screen printing specific, because this isn't going to be a long one, but I just want to briefly talk about print placement, because I've noticed over and over in every format, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, someone's always asking about print placement, specifically on left chest stuff, but also on the front, on the back, on the sleeves. So I want to start this thing off by saying, to my knowledge, there's not an industry standard for placement. Been to all different kinds of shops, seen all different kinds, asked 20 different printers, and it's always slightly different. What I remembered, what I entered into the industry, it was they used fingers. Oh yeah, regular front print, 3 fingers down from the collar. If it's short, you go 4. If it's really short, you go 5. On the back, you do 2 hands. What the fuck ever, dude. There was it used to be done by fingers. I didn't like that, so I went to inches. And through a lot of experimentation and just what I find to be aesthetically pleasing, I've came up with a standard of measurement that our shop uses. But I just want to put this out there. To my knowledge, again, there is no standard. There's no right or wrong answer to measurement, as far as I could tell, because I've never seen 2 shops do their standard placement at the same measurement. I think the closest thing you can get to it is the 3 fingers down on the front and like the full hand on the back or some shit like that. It's the closest thing I've seen. But where was I going with this? The way that I feel like I had a much more deep place to go with this, but I didn't write it down on my list, and now I'm off topic here, and I forgot what I was going to say. Mamma mia. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys what I've done, and maybe this will help you. So you can have some standardized placement, right? You can set it up like, okay, on men's crew neck t-shirts it's going to be this, this, and this. On women's crew neck t-shirts it's going to be this, this, and this. On v-necks it's this. We got a standard back placement, you got a standard side placement, blah 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 blah. So what I wanted to do, and if you're listening to the podcast, you're not going to be able to see it, so I'm going to try to visually explain what I've done here. This is what we use, and I've had this hangs out right next to the press, and this is our standard shop measurement guide. This not only helps us keep it consistent, but it helps the guys if they're like, shit, the client didn't specify how far down this should go, so this just helps them. So as you can see, it's a poster, and if you're listening, it's got a bunch of t-shirts in grid format. There's measurements, and then there's boxes representing graphics without a graphic in it. And you can see, like here on the adult large t-shirt, our standard measurement is 2.5 inches down from the collar seam to the top of the yard. We also have a grid on the shirt, and this grid is they're inch squares to scale. And if you look on our left chest, we'll usually go about 2.5 inches from the center line over to the edge of the artwork, which makes it about 3.5 on average to the center of the artwork on the left chest. Again, 2.5 inches down for a square. This is some standard shit. You'll also notice on a standard shirt, if it's a wide short image, then we'll take it down an extra inch. So what we've done is just made some standard measurements. And I think that if your shop does something similar to this, you'll be in really good shape. I guess that was more like a quick tip. It didn't, like, now that I'm looking at it, you guys, doesn't really feel like a business topic of the day. It kind of feels more like a quick tip that I could have just done a quick 1-minute video on. See if I wrote anything else in here. Oh yeah, I have seen some shops, and I guess this is, we don't do it just because I think with whatever you're trying to do, you're trying to set a standard that doesn't deviate too much, because when you hire new people, you don't want to complicate it. But I have seen a lot of shops that'll do, like, they'll adjust. So like on the small shirt, they'll do it at 2. On smalls and mediums, they'll do it at 2 inches. On larges and extra larges, they'll do 2.5, and then double X, triple X, they'll do like 3.5. I've seen shops try to do this, but in my personal opinion, it produces very inconsistent results. I would rather just have a standard measurement, and the only time you deviate from it is if the client specifies, like, nope, we don't want you to do 2.5 on everything. We want you to do 2.5 small to extra large on double and triple X. We want you to take it to 3.5. If they don't specify it, we do the same across the board. And we always specify the placement in inches on our work order. And this is where I think is another business tip for you. Specify how many inches down you're going on every graphic, because then if the client says, "Oh, this isn't as high as I thought," says, "Well, we talked about it and you told me it was 2.5, so we printed it at 2.5 and you agreed to this," and that's where it's at. You guys, this was I didn't like this business topic of the day. Should have thought about it better, because it was just more like a quick tip. I think that worked out pretty well. Yeah, that was more like a quick tip of the day. And after that, guys, once I get through that, which I just burned right through that, 20 minutes in and we're already done, it's time for what I believe most of you tune in to do, which is the live question and answer of the day. It's time for the Print Family Q&A of the day. That's a Wednesday Q&A. Yeah. Q&A time, guys. If you're just tuning in, thank you for joining the show. As you may have noticed, there's a bit of an audio video delay. There's nothing I could do about it. I don't know if it's a hardware thing, but let's just move past it. It's time for the Q&A, so start throwing me your questions in the chat box. And in the meantime, while you guys are doing that, no, not yet. Start feeding me your questions, but I forgot that I actually had a Instagram shout out of the week. Now, this isn't a print shop, okay? And I think we would all agree that in the printing world, the graphics world, we go hand in hand. You know, the design firms and the illustration firms, they go hand in hand with the print industry, because they're the ones that create the graphics, and we print the graphics that they create. And with that in mind, this, let me share this thing. This particular company is called Lincoln Design Co. And I've been following them for a long time. They're pretty prolific on Instagram. They do some incredible design work. But I saw this. So this is like a 2-for-1 shout out. This graphic set was done by Lincoln Design Company. I think they're in Boise, Idaho. But it was for a screen printing shop. And I saw this and I was like, damn it, why didn't I hire them first? I really like the one with the skull hand holding the squeegee. God damn it, I want that. But apparently this is for machine screen printers, also out of Boise, Idaho. But these guys are just crushing the graphics department, so I figured they deserved a shout out. Now, they're a premium design firm, so you're not going to get a graphic for $100 from them. But if you got a bit of a budget and this aesthetic, which is kind of a vintage icon kind of aesthetic, it looks like then this is your firm, man. Like, I'm gonna hire them to do some graphics for Monument and for the Print Life, because they can do it. And you can see that they got dude, I don't know. I mean, I just felt like I wanted to shine a little love on this firm. They don't need it or anything, but I just felt like they're doing some great stuff. They're really in the scene. It looks like they're really dabbling in the streetwear game, which I have a lot of respect for. So they're just doing some things that I like to do, and it's just really impressive. So I thought I should shout them out. So make sure to head over to Instagram and follow them at Lincoln Design Co. And just browse around, man. I mean, they're really, look at these graphics, brother. They can create you a graphics sheet if you want. And then on top of that, it makes me want to shout out machine screen printers, okay? Because I found them through Lincoln Design Co. And, you know, you just got to give it to a screen printing shop that willingly hires graphics guys that are just professional. Look at their boxes. It's like a sticker pack on the box. You can't beat that. That's just, there's something neat about this, and it really takes me back to when I was a kid, because I've collected stickers my whole life, and I would have killed for that sticker pack right there. And I just think it's neat, man. And so shout out to Machine Screen Print. Shout out as well to Lincoln Design Company. And now we're on to the Q&A of the day, guys. I thought that's fun. I like doing that sometimes. It's good stuff. So on to the chat. Now it's time for the Q&A of the day. Which way should your sleeve print be? Yeah, it's up to you, man. Like this one, because... All right, I'm going to start at the top. Oh, and Fusion 180. No fibra. Oh, I wanted to go back to this because Jason's saying that he's tried the Fusion 180, which I have, but I haven't tested it yet. He's saying it doesn't have a lot of fibrillation. So that's amazing, because that's what it's all about, is cutting down on the fib. Oh, and by the way, so this is the first neat little thing that I've gotten, like shout out wise, since I've started this whole weird little media thing with the videos. And you know, I did that review on the Easy Squeegee, and then like the guy that makes them is like gonna send me one or hopefully a bunch, and then we'll just use them in the shop. So it's like I found a product I liked, did a comparison, and then the dude's reaching out to me talking about he's gonna hook me up with the new model. So I just got to say, hopefully he sends me more than one, and then we'll use them in every video because I like them. They work better, in my opinion. I think, though, also, we good? Part of the problem that I have with screen printing is, and it's just more something to do with me personally, but I got this tennis elbow issue that I developed when I was printing. And now I just look for any reason to alleviate that pain. And surprisingly enough, I feel like those squeegees reduces on that pressure here and then the wrist pressure. It's all in this arm. Okay, guys. But that was just cool. I thought that was kind of neat. All right, moving on to the Q&A of the day. Yeah, the print fam's here. Some people are getting in a little bit late, but welcome. I'm glad you made it to the thing. Shout out to Colin Dowden. Kylan Dowden? Shout it out. Consider yourself shouted, motherfucker. Speed lips going on. Okay. This is quick. This is an interesting question. Screener Hub says, after you coat your screen, how long does it stay good before you have to burn it? And I've never confirmed this on a technical level, but in Arizona, because of how goddamn hot it is, and it never cools down, first off, we use a dual cure like emulsion, and it doesn't have the best shelf life because it's pre-sensitized. Mix that in with the heat of the dark room, and those things don't seem to last much over 30 days after we've coated them. If they sit in there for 30 days uncoated, like you know, we haven't been cycling them or we slack out on that, they'll usually almost be fully exposed by the time we go to use it. This is just what I've experienced. I haven't done any hard testing with this because we try to just cycle through them. So they get coated, they usually get used the next day or the day after that. But it does seem like maybe 30 days is your maximum in like a hot screen room or something. I don't know. Okay. This is in regards to a video that I made about cutting down on fibrillation, which is what silicone spray do you use? Give me 1 sec and I'll tell you. You guys chat amongst yourselves. Okay. The brand that I use is Comey. Doesn't focus? There we go. Comey 610. This is the stuff. And a lot of people were asking, it's all, you know, this is, okay, and this is another thing, guys. I bring this up because it's just like, I feel like people ask questions to, like, I remember getting caught in this trap back in the day where you're just like asking questions that are almost irrelevant just to like prevent you from doing it or something. And I see a lot of newbies doing this. Listen, if you want to get into screen print, just do it. If you're looking for ways to cut down on fibrillation and somebody recommends something to you, buy something similar. It doesn't have to be the exact brand. Just buy the same thing and try it for yourself. So one of the questions I saw, well, does this make it like to where the overprint colors won't stick on the white underbase? And I get your concern with that, and it doesn't. This releases nothing onto the plastisol at all. It literally creates no film. But you should try it for yourself and test it out and see if that's the issue for you. Just bringing this up because there's always going to be something somewhere where it's like the counter to that. So like someone will say that this is the only way to go, and then you'll get another person that goes, nope, tried it, wash test failed, doesn't work. And then in which case they're probably full of shit or they're just being assholes. But on the other side of that, could be. So if you hear something, if somebody recommends it, whether it's myself or another screen printer, another channel, buy the shit, try it out, see if it works for you. That's the best advice I can give you, man. Don't take no one's word for nothing, because I'm in here pretending like I know what the hell I'm talking about. But just like everybody else, man, I'm creating content. And so I believe I know a lot of stuff, but I don't know it all. And sometimes my methods for testing are flawed. They're not very scientific. I'm going by feel. And sometimes when you go by feel, you feel like it's right, but it's not. And sometimes you feel like it's wrong, but it's right. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, back to the question. Call me 6'10". I stayed perfectly on topic with that rant. I felt really good about it. All right, next question. Okay, and you just asked it. Okay, Brian, how much does the silicone affect the print? It don't. But it does cut down on fibrillation, especially. You don't notice the cut down on fibrillation as much when you do an underbase and then you're hitting the colors directly over the top. But if you do the flattening stroke and then you do another overprint, like to do a double white, oh my God, the second hit of white is butter, baby. It's butter. Not so much when you do colors directly over the first base of white, but it's still a lot smoother. And it cuts down a lot, specifically with plastisol, on that suede feel. It's always there a little bit, but it does cut down on it a lot. Give us one. Do a giveaway with the squeegees. Carlos, if the easy squeegee guy gave me a buttload of them to do a giveaway with, I absolutely promise you I will. But in the meantime, no. Until I have about 12 of them, I'm hoarding them because I want to use them. I want to at least be able to fill the thing, both presses with those squeegees, because I love them. But after I get my 12, and if he hooks me up with a bunch of them, I'll absolutely do a giveaway for you guys. Thank you for shouting out the Influence Industry says dope podcast. I appreciate it. I'm working on it, man. I'm not there yet. I'm learning how to do this, but I'm into it. I like it a lot. I really get into it once it starts going. But some of the technical things, like with the video audio delay, these things piss me off, and it makes you feel kind of shit. George Leon says shout out to the guys in the background. Yeah, shout them out. They're inking. Faux show. Okay, looks like we got 41 viewers, guys, from Alan Defy. It's the highest we've been. So one new viewer per episode. We'll get to 1,000 live viewers in like 10 years, but that's okay. You got to remember too, just because only that many people tune in live, the numbers go up higher throughout the week because these post to YouTube. And also a lot of people are listening on the podcast. We just need y'all to rate and review on iTunes so that the podcast gets out there further. But it's going well. What's a good inkjet printer that's lower cost? I have no idea. I used the Epson 3000 for years, dude. I got to the point where I could work on that thing. I could change out print heads. I could change out the entire rail system on my own. And then it finally took a dump its last time, and I couldn't buy a print head for it anymore. And I instantly got a used 4800, which is what we've been using now for like the last 4 years, and it runs strong, and you can get them used fairly inexpensively. But I have not ever had to buy a new print head for that. So I don't know what it would cost to replace one, but I would just say get the wide format 4800 and be done with it. That kind of replaced the Epson 3000, which was the industry workhorse for a long time. Now I feel like that one is. I just feel like there are cheaper printer options. You can go smaller format, but much like a dryer, you should get as much as you can for your money. And those little 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 17 inch printers, they just don't give you what you want. So I don't know. But yeah, anything from Epson will work just fine. What you want to do is find a printer, whatever brand you go with, find one you like, and then go on eBay, go on Amazon, and look for the refillable inkjet cartridges for that brand that you're looking at. From there, you know that you'll be able to buy a chip resetter, you'll be able to buy the black ink, and you'll be able to refill those cartridges, and you'll have a blacked out system. Because that's what we do, and that's what most printers do. You don't buy the Black Max, you just buy those refillable ink cartridges. You buy them, you buy the ink by the liter from your print supplier, fill it up, you do the thing, you're good to go. So that's what I would do. What is the best blocker additive? Blocker. Do you mean like for pinholes, like block out, like a blockout pin? Speaking of which, the vlog that I shot yesterday, which will be posted tomorrow morning, I share a quick tip with you. And the way that the blockout pin that I use now is actually a squeeze bottle filled with emulsion, the same emulsion we used to coat the thing with. And then if you find a pinhole, you put a little dab on it, you hit it with UV light, and it's just as hard as the emulsion, which means it will also be waterproof like your emulsion. So you actually fill the pinhole and it won't break down during production on water-based and discharge runs. So use emulsion to patch pinholes, if that's what you're asking. I think that's what you're asking. Yeah, so someone's asking, I just saw it. How, I'm just gonna, because he says, how do you test different inks? I just saw the thing, and now, gosh damn it. Okay, man, now you guys are killing it. Okay, how do you test out different inks? This is from Design Gnome. Do you buy small batches or do you request samples from local suppliers? It's hard to find smaller sizes of certain stuff. I mean, I buy it all by the quart if I'm testing something. I've never done a test before, but when I first started, I would buy everything in quarts because I didn't want to buy gallons because I was just starting out. And at that time, I would always try a different brand. And I've tried the majority of the inks, and I found that I liked Union's Bright Cotton White for cotton printing because it's the easiest print. It's easiest to print, and it has a slight puffing agent, which gives like a very high opacity print. And for some reason, it just falls through the mesh easier. And I've tried them all, man. The one that I hated the most, well, there was two. International Coatings, Slight Concrete, and also the goddamn Wilflex. I haven't tried Lava yet, but the Wilflex White, the high opacity white, was like printing blank. I don't know. It was just, dude, it was so heavy. So heavy. Hated it. International Coatings White, Wilflex White, too heavy, but I'm excited to try Lava because I think they've changed some things around. They've lightened it up a little bit. But yeah, as far as what I'm doing, I'm acquiring my quartz, and I'm going to do just same screen, same mesh, same substrate, same brand of shirt, and I'm just going to do a pool test, and then I'm going to do an opacity test based on the same number of pools, same flashes, and just try to get scientific with it for you guys. Some of your suppliers will give you, some of your suppliers will give you samples, others won't. My local suppliers are pretty good about it, but you'll also find that they usually only carry one or two brands. So you got to buy it you got to get it from different places anyway. Sorry guys, I'm flipping through the questions right now, so just bear with me. I'm trying not to do that thing where I read aloud, because it's really, it annoyed me when I watched one of these back. I was like, dude, you actually, you're one of them people. You're the fucking guy that reads and goes, I didn't know I was that guy until I watched one of these, and I was cringing. All right, guys. So yeah, this is good. Other people are answering for you. So yeah, it looks like, yeah, Epson, Canon. I trust Epson most of all, I guess, just because they're so universally known, and there's to me, it's more important that you can find a printer that has a refillable cartridge system for it. If it has that, you'll be good to go. That's all you really need to be looking for. Another thing you might want to consider is that it does have compatibility with AccuRip, because not every printer does, but I'm pretty sure AccuRip supports most of the Epson series. Just keep all those things in mind. Okay, Screener Hub. Thanks. It won't be that long. A week at most. This is cool. This is the show for the whole shop. We stop everything to watch you. Dude, I just felt like a shitload of pressure from that one comment, dude. That's awesome, though. But holy crap. So people are stopping what they're doing to watch this show. Guys, we have like a big responsibility here. Some of the people, Elevation, Jason, you guys that have been here for a while, make sure to dive in and help people out too if I'm missing comments and questions and shit, because it's getting harder and harder to make my way through this, and I don't have an organized mind. Anyway, that's really cool though that you guys stop everything you're doing. Now you'll see this little shit-eating grin on my face. It's not gonna go away. Yeah, so Jason says he had a screen in a black bag for over a year and it exposed fine. No lie. Same with mixed emulsion, had a month shelf life. Bullshit. So he's calling me out on my bullshit. It's a little aggressive, Jason. You might want to watch your tone, but I can speak from experience in the shop. We have screens that don't get cycled through, and the timeline may be slightly off, but definitely it has a shelf life. Especially if it's in the heat. And it may also be that just the light seeping through into the dark room. But whatever the case, yeah, they have shelf lives. But yeah, if it's in a black bag and it's completely blocked from any sort of light getting to it, it might be okay. But watch tone, Jason, or you're going to be kicked out the print bam, dude. Don't want that. How do you handle if a potential customer wants to see a sample of the job you are quoting before they commit to the order? Yeah, it's super frustrating, and the problem is you're trying to convince or help the customer understand the setup times. What big shops do is they have a sampling program where they typically have a dedicated manual press to it, and they charge full retail for the garment plus $30 per color, some even higher than that for the sampling program. In which case, if you're doing thousands of shirts, tens of thousands of shirts, you got no problem paying for a pre-production print sample. If they're only doing 100, the cost for the sample would be more than the cost of the job. And you basically just set it up that way. Like, look, you pay for the setup time. We're gladly able to do a print production sample for you, but this is the cost. Retail for the shirt plus, $30 per screen to set it up, do the print sample, then we tear it all down, and then you're going to do another setup fee when we go back to production. This is pretty much what everybody does. So yeah, you just got to charge them for it, dude. If they want a pre-run production sample, you got to charge them for it. And you just keep in the mindset that you're gonna set it up, get them the sample, and then instantly get it off press. When you're in that mindset and you're selling them on it, that you're setting it up, you're doing the sample, and then you're tearing it back down so that you can continue on with production, then they'll understand it too. It's like, okay, he's got to set the job up, do the print, hand it off to me, tear it back down, keep on production, and then when I'm ready to move forward, then he's got to set it back up again. They'll get it. You just got to explain it to them. Well, all right, but that's the riot. Lava, okay, so I'm a Gorilla says lava is still heavy and thick as hell. Yeah, that's what I was concerned of. I have a strong feeling that there's not a lot of difference between the Wilflex Lava series and just standard Wilflex. Ryonet just seems to be doing a lot of relabeling. I don't know. I think even their water-based stuff is just relabeled Matsui, or it was at one time. It might not be anymore, but elevation print. Yeah, cool, man. People are getting into this thing, man. Okay. Okay. Jason says, nah, dude. As a matter of fact, what's it calling? Yeah. Okay, cool, man. Thanks, bud. You never know. It's hard. When people are texting, you don't catch their intent. You know what I'm saying? But what we're trying to do in this whole thing is keep everyone positive, and then everybody grows together. And how do you price out a live print? Alan Defy. People are asking. So I really hesitate to bring up anything with live printing because we're still trying to like kind of get a stranglehold on that industry. And okay, this is what I'll say. When you're pricing pretty much anything, you just got to do a cost plus type of a situation. So you need to know your entire month, what it costs to cover all your shit, and then how many jobs you can do or that you would need to do within that given month to cover your cost, plus a profit margin of 10%, 20%, 50%, 100%. Some people want to make 100% of their costs, 30% of their costs, 50% of their costs, whatever. But just do a cost plus pricing. Know what your expenses are. Estimate how many live events you can do in a given month, and then base your pricing on that. That's what I would do. That's exactly how we price it. And then you just need to know how much markup you want. How much do you want to make on it? And another thing that I would say, this is the last piece of advice I'm giving you. Treat live screen printing as a separate business from your print shop. It's a separate source of income, so don't count how much you make in the print shop. Okay? Count it as its own thing. Even rent out a little space, like your storage space in your shop for live screen printing. You estimate all your costs. You estimate the rent for the equipment in your screen. You estimate the rent for the exposure unit, which you make the screens with. Get all those costs included in it, and then do the cost plus pricing analysis, and it'll get you quoted out. Now, here's the problem, which is what I'm battling with. Everyone's trying to get into it, so it's very soon going to get to a point where you got to try to have 6 of them going in a month for it to be a sustainable business, which locally, it's going to be difficult. Okay, Ryonet. Yeah. So Jason says Ryonet is all rebranded. I'm pretty sure their water-based stuff, for a long time they were rebranding Matsui, but they may have gone with a different brand. I just printed, this shirt was printed on the blue water-based that they offer, and dude, it was so silky. It was like runny jelly, and it printed so well. So I don't think it's Matsui anymore, but whatever they got going with their water-based stuff, whatever brand it is, it's awesome. It's really awesome. So that's what I'll say about that. I'm a Gorilla. Thanks, Ken. It looks like the same stuff you get from Dick Blick. Their watercolor stuff, that is. Yeah. It prints so smooth, though. Okay, so you got to reduce the lava. That's good to know. For ink, Lancer ink's the best. Okay, I'll have to try out Lancer. I don't think that I know of them. Is that Excalibur? The Excalibur stuff? What flash dryer do you have? Gabriel Lopez, what flash dryer do you have? Right now we have Vastex. I had a workhorse. We had 2 of them for a long time. They took a crap on us, and then we went with that Vastex, which isn't, I don't think it's infrared. I think it's got like a tight coil weave. I'm not sure, but it works pretty good, and it's cheap. And cheap is always good. For our mobile one, we have an infrared panel that is custom made, custom fit. And that one works really good. Those infrared panels seem to be a little bit better than like the coil. But the Vastex ones, apparently, I don't know the tech specs of it, but they have a tighter coil weave, so they seem to work pretty good. Got it. Now, the group is awesome. Yeah, I feel like that Facebook group is blowing up. Everyone make sure to go send a request over there. There I go. Guys, I'm trying to find some more questions here. How long? God damn it. Yeah, it's pretty cool that we got more people slowly joining in. And who is it on the Facebook group? I think it's Michael, I think, that's running the screen printing Q&A Facebook group with like I don't remember if it was 700 or 7,000 members. It was some crazy shit like that. That thing is popping off. I didn't understand the power of Facebook groups, man. I was trying to figure out, but to me, like, a group is way more important than a page. And I don't know anything about Facebook, but I'm learning, and that the groups seem so much cooler, man. Like, you can build communities in the group. Yeah, they use Ryanet used to use international coding stuff. That's right. Anyway, guys, yes, Lancer Excalibur. Yeah, I have some of that sitting here. I'm going to be that's going to be in my white ink comparison. How do you set up your conveyor for water-based curing? Well, our conveyor dryer has forced air. It has like a forced air blower on the top. Luckily, it's just one of those old Phoenix dryers. So it works really well, but even then, still, we slow the belt speed down to like a crawl, and then we just take the temperature down so that we're not exceeding, the 300. We try to keep below 320, like in the 300 degree mark, and just let it simmer. With water-based ink, the thing is just to try to keep it in that tunnel for 2, ideally 3 minutes, but just try to keep it in that tunnel for as long as possible on a little bit lower heat so you don't scorch anything. And that's what we do with our tunnel. If you have a really short chamber, you're probably going to have to run it through twice and just slow that belt down to a crawl. I have also seen people do things like, I can't speak to this, but close the back gate, open the front gate, and send a fan kind of blowing through it so that it gets the air circulating through the chamber, which in return will help that water evaporate and cure them water-based inks a little bit quicker. Yeah, it's elevation. Okay, that's you, right? 7,000 people in the screen printing Q&A. Elevation Print and Sign is killing the Facebook group game. If any of you guys, I think pretty much all of you are from that group, right? So if you're not, though, head on over there to the screen printing Q&A and sign up there as well. And also, Elevation, man, get some more shouts on that Q&A, man. Get them over to the Print Life group too. But I don't want to take them from you. You probably worked really hard to get that thing built up, which is awesome. Now, Standard Graphics is asking if we run LEDs in our unit. Nope. We just have that metal halide, which I think is an old technology now. I want to move to LEDs. I keep hearing good things about it, but you got to have certain emulsions and stuff is about all I know. Haven't made the thing yet, and I don't know anything about LEDs. Yeah, so a lot of people with their dryers, they don't have forced air, in which case apparently a fan works just fine. And Elevation Print and Sign says he uses a fan and it works fine. A fan will blow some of the temperature out, though. Absolutely, it will. You may find that you have to crank the temp up, hit the fan in it, and then that will lower your temperature. It's a lot of that stuff, man. When you're doing things with equipment that isn't exactly right, you actually become a better printer in a lot of ways because you learn how to fudge shit, which is what you're going to be dealing with because you don't have the right dryer. you'll find that, yeah, you blow a fan on it and you got to crank the heat up to 11 and you slow the belt down, but then the fan's blowing the air out so the temperature actually drops. Just, it's all experimentation, but you can do it. It'll work. What do you use for emulsion? We use Photo Cure Blue by Marukami. I love this shit. It does have a short shelf life, but it has a really high solids content, or solids, whatever they call it. So it builds up a pretty thick stencil even with just one pass on each side. Very few pinholes, and it reclaims easily, and it's fairly waterproof. If you're doing a water-based run under 100 pieces, you don't have to harden it. If you're over 100 pieces, we just use the stencil hardener, wipe it on both sides, and we're good to go. It'll last the full water-based print run. We got it, all that shit dialed, man. The next step for me at our shop is I'm really looking forward to automating. Oh, by the way, guys, so another space came up right in this from my landlord. I'm not saying that this one is for certain yet, because you know, the last one I couldn't get in because we have a douchey tenant upstairs. You've heard the story. Who cares? Moving on. But another one came up. There is one concern with the fact that it's in this building and there's not a drain anywhere close. So we're trying to find out if we can somehow get a saw cut in there and get into the main so that we can install a drain. We also are not... the building has 3-phase power, but I can't tell. Each one of these units has their own individual box, and I can't tell if they ran the 4 legs into the power box, so they haven't got in there yet. But anyway, there's a few things that we're checking on, so it's not guaranteed. I'm not even getting myself into that position again to be let down, but I am looking at another very cool space, reasonably priced, and hopefully, if everything works well, we'll be in there in a month or 2 or something like that. No rush, no big deal, but yeah, so that's kind of exciting, and that's a little bit of news to bring me out of the funk of the old thing. And I've decided to, like, okay, I got to slow my roll on everything anyway, because I was so amped up and ready to go. And like, that's when I thrive, is when things are fucking crashing on my head. But after this thing kind of fell down, I was like, okay, let's take a step back. What I'm going to do is get my space, get situated in there, get a good plan, and then I'm gonna get the shit. This last one, dude, like, I had everything going, and basically we were gonna have everything ordered and on the way to it, and I was ready to do it. But like, almost thinking back on it, looking at it, it's like, luckily something fell through to just kind of get the roll slowed down a little bit so that I could take a step back and reevaluate it. And now I see, let's get into the space, get situated, kind of get business running through it, and then start bringing the equipment in that we need. And what I do see as a much better, granted we need to automate, but one of the things that I see as a more important purchase right now would actually be a bigger dryer that can handle 2 jobs going simultaneously. That would almost be as important or more important purchase than the dryers, or than the automatic press itself. So we're gonna probably start doing it that way. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on that. But guys, it's 4:59 p.m. I think we made it about an hour, and I'm pretty happy with it. The Q&A went well. Everyone was here chiming in, doing a good job. A lot of people, Jason, Elevation Print, you guys are in here, got kind of helping answer questions, which is freaking awesome, because I have a hard time catching them all when I'm sitting here babbling. But yeah, so I just want to thank everybody for tuning into this, and for those of you who like straight up stop what you're doing to come watch this show, I can't even express how honored I am that y'all are even willing to listen to me do this shit. It means the world to me, truly. And now I got to do my outro shout outs, because this is important, as they say. It's got to be done. So thank you for tuning in to the Print Life Podcast live. You got to do the like on this video and all of my videos. You got to do the share on all your social media. You got to subscribe, and you got to make sure that bell has been dinged so that you get notified when I do the uploading thing, which I'm doing. I'm doing a video every day this month, and there's still, what, 10 days to go. So I've done 20 I have done 20 goddamn videos so far. That is crazy, dude. It's crazy. And I don't know. I don't know. I might do another month of this. I haven't decided yet. I kind of wanted to see where our numbers ended up at the end. But anyway, guys, the way that I keep doing a video a day is if this shit gets shared and it starts to get out to more and more people. So the more you can share it, the more it helps me out, the more I continue to do this. On this live feed, I have intentions to start doing Skype interviews with other screen printers that are in different levels of the industry and really start building this live feed into something more than just my wonderful face chatting at you guys. I want to turn it into more of a show, like a variety show around the printing industry. So there are big plans with that, but the only way that happens is if the numbers keep going up. So share. This is your baby as much as it is mine. The more you share it, the more it gets out there, the longer it keeps going. And watch all my vlogs, guys. At least the 2017 vlog. Watch them all. Do a binge of it. Make sure to send a request to the Print Life Facebook group. And that's pretty much it. That was the whole shout out. So make sure to keep printing, my print family. This shit was a blast. And we'll see you next Wednesday, 4 p.m. Same damn place, same damn time, same damn channel. Cameron out. Shaw.